G'day and welcome back to episode 91. In the last episode we beach hopped up the west coast of Turkey and finally exited Asia. In this episode we switched beaches for countries and hopped through Bulgaria into Greece.
So we've just packed the troopy up and we're heading down to go and have a look at all the memorials of Gallipoli and Anzac Cove. So yeah, we stayed at the Boomerang bar last night and Mesut, who's the owner, super friendly guy, made us definitely feel at home. All his friends are really nice. I think we drank a little bit too much raki, but yeah, it's very windy again today, so yeah, we're just sort of trying to get out of there so that we weren't being blown away. But it's about a 30-kilometre drive down to the bottom of the peninsula, which is where there's a big memorial, so we'll check that out first and then sort of just work our way around. And then I think tonight we'll camp on the western side of the peninsula where hopefully it's a little bit more protected from this wind.
This place should need a little introduction. Over the course of 11 months from February 1915, it is estimated both the Ottomans and the Allies suffered a total of 250,000 casualties on and in the seas surrounding this peninsula. For the Allies and Anzacs, it was in vain, with the most successful operation of the campaign being their withdrawal. The campaign, although said to have no influence on the course of the war, defined the Anzac spirit and camaraderie, and for the defending Ottomans laid the foundations for modern Turkey. Many of the men who were shipped off to these faraway lands were young, signing up with their mates for an adventure, and in the end paid the ultimate price. Although for years, each April, we've watched ceremonies on TV, being here in person, reading the engraved messages to lost family members from wives, mothers, sisters and children brought an extremely solemn and sobering experience, one which we weren't quite prepared for. Beach down there with the fishing boats on it. It's actually good because that wind is still howling. It's supposed to get worse over the next few days, so it looks really protected in there, which is good.
This is the way down. So this is the little beach spot that we camped at last night, which we could see from up there. So we're heading to the Bulgarian border today, which is come this way, which is a 4-hour drive from here. So yep, that's what. And then we're sort of using Bulgaria as a transit into Greece, but
a bit easier to get into, a bit cheaper.
Yeah, it's cheaper for the green card insurance. I think it was like almost 4 times the price if we went via Greece. So yep, so we're gonna just go in via, I'm rambling.
In via Bulgaria into Greece.
Yeah, cool. All right, we're gonna hit the road. Say goodbye to this last beach camp spot. Bye. No, we'll have more. We'll have heaps more in Greece.
On the other side. crossing was the fastest exit of a country we've ever had. No, don't even need to stop and talk to people. It's all electronic. You just pull up to the gates, they scan your plates, and away you go. There was a big lineup with just cars waiting to pass through the gates, so that took about an hour. But once we're in, we've come here, which is we've just had to get our green card, which is covers you for Europe. This insurance, which was about $160 for 3 months. And print out, and lovely lady in there gave us a coffee, very welcoming. Let us print out our vignette, which is for all roads in Bulgaria.
Sorry, I'll just interrupt. I mentioned earlier that if we had have went to the Greek border, they charge 180 euros for 1 month, whereas here it is 74 euros, and then it was just like a small amount extra if you wanted those additional months. So it was much cheaper to come to Bulgaria and get the insurance, which obviously we thought was worth it.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, that's it. So now we're going to head about 60 k's into Bulgaria to spot a camping area. We've got a few admin things to do. And thankfully it's motorways, which is good at this time of day because we might just cover a bit of ground and get there before it gets dark.
Yeah. And so we're just across the border and we're heading that way. We just left the camping area and it was a really great couple of days. We stayed for 2 nights and we managed to get a heap of chores done on the car. We got some laundry done and really feeling like we're on top of everything now. And there was also some other travellers there who also have a troopy, and we've been talking to them for a couple of years now, just along the journey, talking about different places that we have been to and whatever. So it was so nice to be able to meet them in person, and it was a good couple of days just chatting, exchanging different travel stories, and it was good, feeling nice and refreshed now. So we're now continuing our transit through to Greece, so it's another 110 kilometres to the border. So we're not really seeing a great deal of Bulgaria at the moment, just the countryside, but we are coming back into Bulgaria a bit later on when we sort of come back and go up to Romania. So we'll explore more of Bulgaria when we come back, but for now we're just transiting and we'll be in Greece this afternoon, hopefully parked up on a beach somewhere and somewhere it's a bit warmer. So that was hands down the easiest and fastest border crossing we've ever done. We thought the other day was easy from Turkey to Bulgaria, but that was super quick. It was 3 minutes?
Yeah, I thought there was going to be another customs checkpoint, and then we went around the corner and pulled up to what we thought was customs, and it was a COVID checkpoint. And she was just like, "Oh, you can have a test if you want." We're like, "No, we're okay, thanks."
And they said, "Okay, enjoy."
I was saying to Jolie, I think we're so accustomed to having long border crossings where there's lots of paperwork and information filled out and usually taking
waiting.
hours. So this, I know if you're European and border crossings like this is probably the norm, but for us it's a totally new experience.
Yeah,
so
it's lovely.
if they're all like this further east, I think maybe some of those non-EU countries might be a little bit different, but happy if they stay like this. It's beautiful.
More please. first Greek camp spot by the sea. Yeah, this is where we're going to set up. Yeah, I think we might pop the roof and then go the rest of the afternoon.
So those nice conditions we had yesterday afternoon when we got here have kind of died off a little bit. You can see there's a bit of a point break forming out here now. I think there's a bombie out here as well in the middle. If that was a foot or two high, it'd be nearly surfable, which would have been fun. But yeah, it definitely picked up during the night and it's blowing it pretty hard easterly. Thankfully we're a bit protected here. We did actually look at another camp spot just around the corner, which had a nicer outlook, but it would have been super exposed, so we're glad we made the move around here. So today, to try and get out of it, we're going to head to, these are in the distance, that landmass there is actually 3 peninsulas, and on the middle one, on the other side, we're going to go check out. Hopefully it's a bit more protected if we can get down into a beach there, out of this easterly that's howling. And on the way too, I want to get this, try and find somewhere where we can take this tyre off. This tyre, which I put on the other day to replace this one that blew up, this tyre was on there when it was stored and it had a leak in it, which was then taken off when it was stored and repaired, but it's obviously still got a leak in it. I pumped that up yesterday morning and it looks like it's down to mid-20s now, so I'm going to have to pump that up before we go, and I want to try and get that fixed because it is, the tyre, apart from the slow leak, still in good condition, so I want to try and hang on to that. So that's what we're going to do this morning. I want to get some more fuel for the cookers and hopefully find a nice protected spot, because that is not what you usually expect Greece beaches to look like. But it'd be great if we go for a surf. That'd be cool. But anyway, we're going to pack up now and hit the road.
Here thinking that we'd sort of like missed the good weather, but on this side it is nice and sunny again and the water looks nice and calm and blue and yep. Excited? Yeah. I'm excited to get to this camp spot. I think the water's going to be absolutely lovely there. We've arrived at the beach that we're going to camp at. This one was actually a recommendation from the guys that were with the other day in Bulgaria. So yeah, we just got here. It's nice and protected. Little private beach. Just set up here. Got the chairs set up. And Mark's actually itching to go for a dive. He wants to see if there's any fish out there. So yeah, it looks a bit colder. I think the water temperature is a lot colder here than what it was when we're in Turkey. So he's going to wear a rashie and hopefully that will do the trick. But if not, we might have to get the wetsuits down. Anyway, he can be the guinea pig. The other guy that's snorkeling just got out of the water and he's wearing a full steamer. So I think Mark is going to be a little bit fresh. Woo.
So this has been a good little introduction to a nice Greek beach. When I went diving yesterday, the water temp, although that guy was wearing a steamer, it's actually quite enjoyable, I don't know what you call it. It was tolerable, it's probably a better word. I just had this, it's like a rashi top on, it's got a fleece lining in it, and they're great for like in between a springy and just wearing nothing. And I was toasty, I stayed out for about an hour and a half. Beautiful water, good temps, and the sun's just ducked behind a cloud. One thing I do need to do before we go is put this back on again. If you remember back when we were in Varanasi in India, one of those big monkeys jumped on this and smashed it off. And yeah, so it's come loose a few times since then. And last time it came off was when we were crossing into Georgia after that massive trouble we had getting into Georgia. We finally got through, and we were just about to leave, and I walked past and knocked it off with my arm. It was quite lucky that we did it there while we were stationary and not when we were driving, because otherwise we'd never have it. And because the police run the immigration there, I was just a bit worried that they would have seen it and then knocked us back for not having a compliant vehicle. But I just got the carpet tape out and quickly wrapped it all up and made it look like it was going to stay on there. But anyway, I'll patch that back on now. Put a little bit of tape on to hold it for a bit longer. But that's one of the things you really miss by like being in Australia is buying parts for these. You just go down the road and grab some from the shop. Over here, not really the case, without paying extortionate amounts for importing and even just finding it. So anyway, I'll pop that back on now, and then we're going to go for drive up the coast to grab those SIM cards.
So we have to get going pretty shortly anyway, because for us to get to somewhere to buy a SIM card, it's about an hour drive, I think. But here in Greece, they have siesta between 2 and 6 p.m. So we have to make it there before 2, otherwise, yeah, we're not going to wait around till 6. But yeah, we got caught out the other day, so that's why we haven't set ourselves up with a SIM card. But Mark looks like he's done already. That's quick.
Yeah, it's not on yet.
All right. Thanks for joining us for another episode, and for your ongoing support. We love hearing from you in the comments. Catch us in the next one as we continue our venture through Greece and hike up a really steep mountain. See ya!